Am I audible? Mummy, can you hear me? Okay, superb. Thank you. Okay, some people have joined. Okay, guys, those who are there, can you just give a shout out if you can hear me properly? And let me share my screen now and let's see if I hope it works. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? I've shared my screen. Perfect. So let's again. I'm really sorry for whatever happened. I don't know why it happened, and you tech issues are never predictable, right? So without wasting much time, let's get into round one, right? So round one has three clues. I'll give you one clue at a time, and as I've said, all the answers in this quiz begin with the letter D. So very simple, right? So let's begin the first question. This Hindi sitcom was produced by Jaya Bachchan and directed by Anand Mahendru. Very popular sitcom. It has actually resurrected the careers of many people. And try to guess the name. Okay. Uh, even if you are trying to guess, just type in the comment so that at least I know that you are able to see my screen properly. Thank you. Let's move on to clue two. Okay, let me give you another clue. It premiered on Doordarshan in 1993 and it was about the Diwan family. It had a very famous jingle, very, very popular, and like I said, it really brought many careers to life. Okay, Akshat, you have guessed. Let's wait for some other answers and then we can take a call. Okay, Let's move on to the third clue. I think with the third clue, those who are not able to guess will definitely be able to guess this. Shekhar Suman, Farida Jalal, and Naveen Nishchol starred in this super hit sitcom. I think with this, you will definitely be able to guess what it is. And Akshat, let's see if you are right. Yes, for those who are guessing Dek by Dek, absolutely right. The answer is Dek by Dek, right? Very, very popular. In fact, it still has an IMDb rating of more than 8. And it literally, Shekhar Suman's career was resurrected because of this particular sitcom. Okay. And let's move on to the next question. Superb. Okay, clue one. In 2013, this singer launched the Sanj Foundation, which contributes to orphanages and old age homes. The Sanj Foundation contributes to orphanages and old age homes. Singer beginning with the letter D. Soumyadeep, let's see if you're right. And Soumyadeep, thank you for joining in again. And really, really sorry about the technical glitch. Soumyadeep, I love the confidence. I really, really love the confidence. Let's move to clue two. First turban Sikh to get a wax statue at Madame Tussauds. The first turban Sikh to get a wax statue at Madame Tussauds and also launched the Sanj Foundation. Akshat Dadlani is the surname of the singer that you're talking about, so maybe you can take another guess. We're talking about the name here. And let's move on to the last clue. Mohit, let's see if you're right. The singer made his debut in the 2016 movie Udta Punjab. He made his debut in the movie Udta Punjab. Any more answers? Soumyadeep, you want to take another guess? Okay, so let me come to the answer. Uh, Daler Mehndi is a good guess, right? And coincidentally, his name also begins with the letter D. But the correct answer is Diljit Dosanjh. So those who guessed Diljit Dosanjh, superb. Really, really good. And a little bit of trivia here. So actually, Diljit's name was Daljit. Okay, before he entered the music industry, some producer told him to change his name to Diljit, and that's how his name is Diljit. And he's the only singer after Gurdas Mann, right? In which the entire Wembley Arena in the UK, in London, the Wembley Football Arena was sold out for his concert. Okay, so a little bit of trivia about Diljit Dosanjh. And I don't know, I've not heard any of his. I'm not a big Diljit Dosanjh fan, but if any of you guys can recommend some of his songs here, put it in the comments and I will definitely listen to it. So let's move on to the next question. And the next clue is this. X is mentioned in Manasolasa, a 12th century Sanskrit encyclopedia, and is referred as Shiravata. So I'll just make it a little narrow. We are referring to a food item over here. Okay, so that you can think in a certain direction. And any guesses? What is X? A food item, which was referred to as Shiravata in a Sanskrit encyclopedia. Let's move on to clue number 2. Okay, we have some guesses. The obvious ones. Mohit, not surprising that dosa is your first guess because you eat, breathe, and live dosa, right? So I no, not surprising at all. Let's move on to clue 2. Let's see if you're right. I'm sure you'll change your answer after this. Main ingredient of X is urad dal topped with curd and spices. I think a lot of you will get it over here. Not kheer, not doodh. I think now you will be able to guess what I'm actually referring to. Keep the answers coming. Okay, now the guesses are coming. Some common ones. Dahi vada is a common thing that has come. Let's see with what is the let's see what clue 3 brings us. It has different variations. X bada, X bhalle, X boda, and Karachi X bade. Yes, now the string of answers are coming in. And yes, the correct answer is dahi vada, right? And uh, see at 4:45 p.m. I think if we see such a picture, I think most of us will just rush to go and hog something. But please stick on. Please stick on here. Please wait here, right? Even I am also very hungry. And interestingly, another angle to this, right? So when the Mughals were ruling India, uh, there was scarcity of water in the river Yamuna, and at that time they were wondering. The Mughal chefs were wondering what to make, so they decided to use dahi as the primary ingredient. Made vadas, topped some spices over it. The Mughal kings really felt that this was a great dish for improving metabolism and digestion, and that's another angle to how dahi vada became famous. Most of the dishes that we have in India over here have been famous since the Mughal era. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. The next clue. This actress played the lead for the Tamil film Kochadayan in 2014. Actress starting with the letter D. It was apparently this movie was some realistic animated movie for India's first realistic animated movie. So, which actress are we talking about over here? The 2014 Akshat. In 2014, I think she was in high school, or even I think she was in school or high school. Soumyadeep, I love the way that you're guessing, right? And looks like you were really, really geared up for this quiz. Let's see if your answer is right or wrong. Let's move on to clue number 2. Not getting too many answers, so we'll move on to clue number 2. Played state level badminton till she was in standard 10. So, maybe if you want, you can change your answer. And others, please guess. Okay, now some common answers coming in. And yes, you guys, I think, yeah, you are absolutely right. The third clue was she was married Ranveer Singh and gave birth to a baby girl recently. And the correct answer is Deepika Padukone, right? Daughter of the famous Prakash Padukone, who's a legendary badminton player. And interestingly, a little bit of trivia: Deepika was born in Copenhagen in Denmark, and then moved to India. Okay, so perfect, great answer. And let's move on to the next clue. Clue number 1 again. This train was used to ferry rich patrons between two cities to attend horse races. Come on, Soumyadeep. I hope I'll be able to rack your brain somewhere. to ferry rich patrons between two cities to attend horse races. And when I was researching about this particular train, it was, and I mean, I was just so fascinated by this thing. So, superb. I'm getting answers. Uh, the Deccan Queen. Let's see what clue number 2 is. It is India's first super fast train, first train to have a women's only coach and dining car. Great, Soumyadeep. I mean, I feel so good that I could manage to uh, googly you this time. Darjeeling and Doom. Um, yes, it could be some train, but Lalita, let's check if you are right. And let's go to clue number 3. Its name comes from the Marathi nickname Dakhan Ki Rani. Anyone who wants to now guess? Absolutely. So, the most common answer that I'm getting for this is Deccan Queen. And yes, Deccan Queen is the right answer, right? Such a beautiful picture of Deccan Queen at Shivaji Nagar station in Pune. Okay. And yes, the soups are the best, Mohit, in Deccan Queen. And the cutlet sandwiches also I've heard are really good. And Mohit, so the Deccan Queen was founded on the first trip of the Deccan Queen was on 1st July 1930. So the top picture that you see here is the first file photo of the Deccan Queen, and see how they used to market it on the left hand side. And the Deccan Queen was actually so some of the coaches were made in England, and then they were made at the workshop in Matunga. So, Mohit, the Deccan Queen turns 100 years old in 2030. So, we should definitely try to make a trip with all children from Mumbai to Pune when the Deccan Queen turns 100 years old on 1st June 2030. Let's bookmark this. Okay. So, let's move on to the next question. And, okay. Clue number 1. This place was first discovered by archaeologist Jagat Prakash Joshi in 1968. Rack your brains for this one. Place starting with the letter D. And a hint I can give you that it is a place in Gujarat. Keep the answers coming. Discovered by Jagat Prakash Joshi. Any answers? Okay. Devendra and Lalita have guessed Dolavira. Akshat has guessed Daman and Diu. Let's check the second clue. It had one of the world's earliest water conservation systems. Mohit and Soumyadeep have also guessed Dolavira. Let's see if they are right. And along with Lalita and Devendra, let's see if they have guessed it right. One of the world's earliest water conservation systems. Any answers? Anyone wants to change their answer? There are a couple of places in Gujarat with the letter D. Okay, Prabha has again guessed Dolavira. Let's see if, let's go to clue number 3. It is the second largest Harappan site in India and the fifth largest in the subcontinent. Which site are we talking about? Anyone wants to change their answer? Yes, Mohit. Yes, it's apparently the oldest civilization. That's right. Cool. So most of them have answered Dolavira. Some of them have answered Daman, Diu. And the right answer is Dolavira. Right? Very good answer. Those who tried guessing it, right? Who racked their brains, guessed it. It is located in the Khadir Bet Island in Kutch in Gujarat. In fact, you won't believe that they actually found a large pearl making factory over here. Imagine, I mean, this we are talking of 2650 BC, right? And at that time, they had a pearl making factory over here. Yes, Akshat, you must read about it, and we must definitely try visiting this. I have not been to this place. If anyone has been to this place, can give some suggestions, please do so. Cool. So cool. So with this, we come to the end of the first round, and let's move on quickly to round number two. Round number two is very simple. You'll get you'll get an image, and you have to guess the name of the person, right? No tricks over here. So let's move on to round number two. First question, and as always, all answers start with the letter D. Okay. Okay. Wow. What is the topic that we have here? We have archery. Superb. So let's move on to the first question in archery. Identify this archer who finished fourth in the 2024 Palace Olympics. No, Mohit. He definitely doesn't look like Dronacharya from any angle. Akshat has gets Dheeraj. Let's see. Now Akshat has guessed after Dheeraj, he's added one more letter to the surname. I'm sure he will complete the surname now. I'm uh, I'm waiting for others to guess, and yeah, let's see what the guesses are. I'm sure I'll get a string of guesses suddenly. And for the others who have joined in, right, or who are a part of this, please, uh, all answers begin with the letter D. Very simple, right? And keep guessing. Whatever comes to your mind, just guess. Okay, cool. So I am not getting any answers here. And Soumyadeep, my friend, I hope you are alive and active. So please respond if you're there, and and to the others as well. So the correct answer is Dheeraj Bomadevara, right? He finished fourth in the Paris Olympics, and he actually is into recurve archery. Okay, so this was the first. Yeah, this was the first topic, wildlife. Okay, let's move on to wildlife, and let's see what our question is. Interesting. Identify this animal, also known as the whistlers of the wood. Whistlers of the wood, a very common species in the forests. Identify this particular animal. Yes, Akshat, they are from the same pack as the wolves family. Okay, but and their answer begins with the letter D. Let's see what the answers are. Not getting any answers. Docs. Hi Komel, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, let me wait for a few seconds, and I will give you the answer. So the correct answer is the dole. Okay, they are as Akshat guessed. They are from the wolves family. They look like a fox. They are from the same family. A very socially active animal, and it is among the endangered species now. Very commonly found in the forests of India, right? And that's about the dhole. Yes, the wild dog or the dhole Yeah, that's what they are called. Okay, let's move on to the next topic, destinations. Cool. So, what's the destination that we have over here, starting with the letter D? Mohit, yeah, I mean, it's the dole. I've written it as the wild dole. So, this place is home to the Forest Research Institute, or the FRI, the place starting with the letter D. Yes. So, Akshat, yes, this place is in India. Okay, Akshat has guessed Dharamshala. Mohit has guessed Dehradun. Let's wait for the other guesses. We have few people live. Guys, so guess whatever comes to your mind. A place beginning with the letter D where the Forest Research Institute is housed. Darjeeling is another guess. Please don't guess Dholavira. That answer was given some time back. And this doesn't look like where Dholavira, this doesn't look like that place where, in which will be in Dholavira. Dholagiri, Dehradun. So for those who are guessing Dehradun, the answer is Dehradun, right? Superb answer, uh, right? So what wonderful place. In fact, in my earlier organization, when I used to go to Haridwar for my work related stuff, I used to go via Dehradun, and as soon as you enter the airport, it's just gives you a different feeling altogether. And have any of you visited this Forest Research Institute? For those who are guessing it right, if you have visited the Forest Research Institute, or if you have visited Dehradun, uh, please put it in the comments. Let us know what is good to visit there, and what anything different that we can do over there. Perfect. So let's move on to the next topic, and that is the Indian Army. Okay. So I always include some topic, something on the army and the Olympics, the Paralympics, as you must have guessed by now, because the whole idea is to make people aware of the amount of sacrifice that people do, right, to actually ensure that we are able to do this live quiz in peace, right? Okay, so let's move on to what do we see here. Okay, so identify this logo of one of the oldest regiments of the Indian Army. So this is one of the oldest regiments of the Indian Army, and starting with the letter D, identify this particular logo. A tiger, um, with the tail erect, which, yeah, an alert tiger basically. Okay, Akshat has given up. He says no clue. Raksha is saying Dogra. Okay, let's see whether you're right or wrong. Any other answers? Uh, Soumyadeep, not seen too many answers from you in this round. Uh, Keep them coming. I love the N2. And yeah, Devendra is guessed Dogra. Let's wait for a few more seconds to see if we get some more answers. Okay. Um, cool. So let me give you the answer. The answer is the Dogra regiment. Perfectly right. In fact, the name Dogra has come from the name Duggar, right? Uh, who are people from Himachal Pradesh and those hilly areas, and eventually evolved. The name changed and became Dogra, and they have their war cry is uh, Jwala Mata ki Jai, and they basically, most of them in those hilly areas, they worship Durga, whose main vehicle is the tiger, and that is why the insignia of the Dogra regiment is the tiger. Superb for all those who guessed Dogra. Amazing, amazing. I mean, it shows that the level of knowledge that you have about the regiments of the Indian Army. Brilliant stuff, right? Let's move on to the next question, that is food, right? So how is it that every round there has to be something about food and eating? Okay, so let's go to food. Wow. Okay, now we are at 5 p.m. and this also looks very yummy at 5 p.m. And let's see what the question is. A popular a popular snack from Jharkhand, relished with pudina chutney or aloo curry. Mention the name of mention the name of this item starting with the letter D. Okay, what are the answers that are coming in? Uh, Litti chokha. No, doesn't look like litti chokha. It looks very familiar to the puri that we see. But what is the name? What's the name of the dish starting with the letter D? Not dal vada, Akshat. Let's wait for a few more. Prabha has guessed dhuska. Mohit, yes, it is very tempting, and honestly, I'm very very hungry. And yeah, what more can I say? I think I'm perennially hungry, whatever time of the day it is. It's not dal bati, yes. So let me give you the answer. Prabha, absolutely right. The answer is dhuska, right? It is actually made with powdered chana, powdered rice, and eaten with aloo curry, as you can see over here. And another bit of info is that it is believed to have originated from the Munda and Khadia communities. And it is amazing how these all have preserved the test of time, but are still surviving, right? And will always continue to survive. So very very nice answer, Prabha. Excellent answer. And with this question, we come to the end of round two, and we go to our last and final round, which is round three. Round three is something that all of us have seen in some form or the other, and it is very easy again. There are a couple of logos that you will see. You have to identify those logos. Can't get simpler than that, isn't it? So let's move on to round three, right? And let's see the first logo that we have. Okay, an interesting logo. It has a cloud, it has something interesting. So let's wait and see what this logo is. Let me see if what answers are coming. Okay, Rishabh has guessed DigiLocker. Lalita has guessed DigiLocker. Akshat has guessed Dropbox. Let's wait for some more answers. I think it may still be appearing on their screens. So, data center. Okay, let's see, Mohit, whether it's a particular name that I'm looking for. Devendra has guessed DigiLocker. Any more answers? DigiLocker, data center, Dropbox. Any more answers we have for this? What is this logo that we are talking about? Perfect. Few more seconds. And for those who have guessed DigiLocker, yes, the right answer is DigiLocker. Fantastic answer. And it is an initiative by the Ministry of Electronics and IT, right? And basically, you can retrieve all your or rather you can store all your identification proofs on this particular app and show it anywhere on the go. It's actually quite useful, right? So DigiLocker it is. Let's move on to the next one. Interesting clue. Interesting logo we can see here. What is this? Okay, what logo are we talking about over here? Okay, Rishabh, fantastic. You have guessed DTDC. Let's see if you're right. And Rishabh, you may also want to, for those who are guessing the logo, uh, you may also want to say what is making you guess this logo, right? Why did you actually go over there? Where have you seen it, right? Something that you may see, you may want to answer. Mohit has also said DTDC. Let's see if we are right. Waiting for others to respond. Whatever may be the answer, please respond. Uh, and actually, when I was actually doing my research about companies starting with D, right? There are a lot of companies starting with D, but so many brands and so many things that we haven't even heard of. So, okay, so let me reveal the answer. Rishabh, Mohit, uh, fantastic, Rishabh. I love your rationale. I really love your rationale. And the answer, Devendra also guessed DTDC, and Rishabh, Mohit, Devendra, all of you are guessing DTDC. The answer is DTDC, and fantastic answer. Yes, a staple courier service, DTDC and Professional are among one of the most reliable and affordable courier services. But I still feel that nothing beats India Post, right? So I think the kind of reach that India Post has and the way they are so reliable, I think it's hats off to India Post. So awesome, Rishabh. And yes, Rishabh's rationale is right. See, if you can see the line in between, that is actually a parcel that is moving very quickly. And DTDC stands for desk to desk courier company. Okay, so that is what it actually means, and very interesting. Thanks for sharing, Rishabh. uh, okay, fantastic. You were actually okay, you were doing something similar. Oh wow, superb. But thank you for sharing this. Let's move on to the next uh, logo. So guess this logo. Very interesting, very famous company that starts with the letter D. Okay, RL Pi guessed Dr. Reddy's Labs. What is making you guess this? Like, you can also share that. It will be interesting, like the way Rishabh did, right? It is amazing the way he shared what he shared. So why have you guessed this, or where have you seen it, right? You can mention that. Any more guesses? Okay. Interestingly, the comment section is very quiet now. But yes, RL Pi, Dr. Reddy's Labs is the right answer. Fantastic answer, right? Yes, the logo has evolved in the recent years, Akshat. And again, as a part of my very a brilliant company, right? It has been in the news recently for a lot of acquisitions. In fact, they have tied up with Nestle also recently, and they have tied up with Sanofi for distributing vaccines. And I have visited some of their factories in my as a part of my work in my earlier organization in Hyderabad. Really, really beautiful, top class factories. I mean, it's it's you just have to it's you just have to walk through these factories to understand, um, you know, the scale at which these companies operate at and the kind of quality that these companies operate at, and it will make you really feel proud that that Indian pharma companies are operating at what they are operating at and the where they are today, right? So superb answer, Dr. Morpen. Good guess, but the correct answer, Mohit, is Dr. Reddy's. Let's move on to the next clue. This is very very simple. I'm sure we all use it sometime. We use some of the products in our day to day life. So yeah, what's the answer? Okay, now the answers are coming in. Dabur is the common answer. Let's wait and see if there are any more different answers. Dabur again. Mohit has answered Dabur. Let's wait to see if there are some more answers. Oh, yes, Rishabh, Devendra, everyone is coming from yes, from Dabur. Yes, the right answer is Dabur, and again, another very great company, right? And basically, the company is formed from the founder's name was Dr. Burman, right? Doctor in Hindi, and so first two letters of the doctor and first three letters of Burman were joined together, and thus the name Dabur. So that's what is Dabur. And let's move on to the next logo. Okay, Rishabh, I think you'll get this right too. I'm very, very sure. Lalita, really good guess. I mean, I love the way you are thinking, right? Let's see if your answer is right or wrong. But it's an India focused quiz, and DKNY is not an India brand. So maybe you can try another answer. Mohit, Rishabh have guessed delivery. Prabha has also guessed DKNY. Good guess. I love the way you are thinking. You can let's wait for a few more answers, and let's see if delivery is right or wrong. Any more answers other than delivery? Perfect. So those who have guessed delivery, the answer is delivery, right? Fantastic answer again. Again, a startup that began in 2011, and similar to DTDC in the logistics space, and has been doing very very well, right? So that's what is delivery. And we come to the last question of this quiz. Which brand are we talking about over here? Interesting logo. Oh, fantastic. Thank you for the trivia, Rishabh. I didn't know this, that it was like delivery service for Delhi. Okay, superb. Thank you. Really, really appreciate. Yes, Dalda is being guessed. Let's see if Dalda is the right answer. Let's wait for some more answers before we come to the right answer. Any more answers other than Dalda? Okay, perfect. So yes, Mohit, Lalita, and RL Pai were guessing Dalda. Dalda is the right answer, right? And it is a brand which is currently owned by a company, a US based company called Bungi, right? And in fact, just a little bit of trivia again. It the name was it was actually a Netherlands based company by the name of Dada, right? In the 1930s, the British really wanted ghee, and so they started importing ghee because ghee was turning out to be very expensive over here. So they started importing ghee, and then Hindustan Vanaspati Company started manufacturing ghee, and that's how the name Dalda has evolved. Okay, so with this we okay, so with this we come to the end of this quiz. Uh, Thank you so much, guys, once again for joining in. I mean, you guys are the guys who keep me going, and in spite of the technical glitch, you came in again, and I sincerely cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much for joining in. I am sure that you would be really looking forward to the evening this weekend, because I'm sure a lot of Diwali preparations are going on, and thank you again for coming in. Have a great weekend. Wish you all a very, very happy Diwali, and see you again in another 2 weeks' time. And if you really like the quiz, give a like, share it in your network, because India is such a beautiful country, and we have learned a little more about it today. And there's no harm in sharing it with others and spreading knowledge about this beautiful country. So, thank you so much once again, and see you again soon. Bye bye.